Hello and welcome to CKE 10,001's gaming channel. In this video we'll be looking at my standby into attack and waves deck profile. This deck build runs 16 level 0s, 11 level 1s, 3 level 2s, 12 level 3s, and 8 climax cards. So the first card we want to take a look at is Frightened Eyes SAO. I'm running 3 copies of this card. It is a 0/0 4000 power oversizer level 0. It has a downside effect, continuous. You cannot play events or backups from hand when this card is on the board. Then the other level 0 running is Gathering Materials Silica at 3 copies. It has 2 effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar or net character, put it into your hand, and then put 1 card from your hand into the waiting room. The second effect is auto. When this card becomes reversed, if the battle opponent is level 0 or lower, reverse that character. So it's a level 0 bomber that has a filter effect. So it's really good utility for the deck. Then the level 0, that is the climax combo card for the deck, is Close Call Silica. It has 2 auto effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from hand, look at the top card of your deck. You can put it on top of your deck or into the waiting room. The second is auto climax combo. When a card named Heinous Trap is placed in your climax area, you can return this card back to your hand. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is an avatar or net character, put it into your hand. So the first ability helps stack the top of your deck for the second ability to plus. And it's a standby climax. Then I'm running 2 copies of Silica's Unyielding Trust. It has 1 ability, activate, brainstorm, pay 1, rest 2 of your characters, reveal 4 cards from the top of your deck, put them in a waiting room. For each climax revealed, you can salvage a avatar, net, or familiar character and put it in your hand. Then I'm running 2 copies of After the Battle Kirito. It has 2 effects. The first is auto. This ability activates once per turn. When you use an act, choose one of your characters, and that character plus 500 power until end of turn. The second ability is activate, brainstorm, pay 1, rest 2 of your characters. And for each climax revealed during the brainstorm, you can perform the following action. Draw up to 2 cards, choose a card in your hand, and put it into the waiting room. So it's a filtering brainstormer that also pluses. Then I'm running 2 copies of Kirito in the Battlefield. It has 1 auto effect. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can pay 1 stock, put 1 card from your hand to your waiting room. If you do, search your deck for 1 avatar character and add it to your hand, reveal it to your opponent, and shuffle your deck. Then for level 1s, I'm running 2 copies of After Party Keiko. It has 2 effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a climax. If you do, choose a avatar or net character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. The second effect is when this card becomes reversed, if the card's battle opponent is level 1 or lower, you can reverse that battle opponent. Then I'm running 2 copies of Choice to Fight Kirito. It has 1 auto effect. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets plus X power until end of turn. X equals the number of avatar or net characters you have times 500. So with a full field, it's 107500. And then I'm running 3 copies of Vice Commander Asuna. The main reason I'm running 3 copies is for the yellow color to play the level 3 attack and waves Asuna. So here we can see a close-up of this backup. It's a 102k backup. When you use this card's backup effect, if the number of avatar net characters you have is 2 or more, you can choose one of your characters and that character plus 1k. So you can split this backup. So you don't have to give it to the same character. Then I'm running 4 copies of Silica on Guard, which is the level 1 standby target. It has 1 effect, continuous. If the number of other avatar or net characters you have is 2 or more, this card gets plus 1500 power and hand encore. So that's at 4. Then the level 2 standby target is Rhapsodic Lisbeth that I'm running 3 copies of. It has 2 effects. The first is continuous. This card gets plus 1000 power for each of your other avatar or net characters. The second is an auto effect. At the beginning of your encore step, if you do not have any other resting characters, you can pay 1 stock and rest this card. So it's kind of pay 1 encore for it. And then I'm running 2 copies of the early play SAO, Link Strike SAO. It has 3 effects. The first is -1 level in hand, so you can early play it if you have 4 more avatar net characters. When the card is placed on stage from your hand or by the auto effect of a card named Link Strike Kirito, draw up to 1 card, and this card gets 2000 power. And the third effect is this ability activates once per turn. When the character in the middle position of your center stage attacks, you can pay the cost. Pay 1, discard 2 cards. If you do, put the top 3 cards of your deck into your waiting room. And if there's a climax amongst those cards, you can restand this card. And you can use this effect even if this card is in the center stage. So you can attack twice. And then I'm running 3 copies of Attack in Waves Asuna. This card has 3 effects. The first is Continuous Assist. All your avatar and net characters in front of this card get 2000 power, and the following ability auto. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put that character into your opponent's memory. Second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 avatar net character, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. The third is when your other character attacks. If a card named Quest to get Excalibur is in your climax area and the number of other avatar net characters you have is 4 or more, you can pay 2, put a card from your hand into the waiting room. If you do, choose one of your cards named Attack in Waves Kirito and this card and exchange them. So that's the level 3 Kirito that I pointed at. So you can do multiple attacks with this card. So I'll just quickly kind of go through how to set up the multi attack for this card. Ideally, you'd like to attack with the Asuna first, then attack with another card. So maybe, the level 1, doesn't matter which one it is. Then you can pay the cost and exchange the Asuna with the Kirito, and then attack with the Kirito. So then the Kirito will be the secondary attack in the same slot that the Asuna was originally on. And then I'm running 3 copies of Adventure with Everyone Lisbeth. It has 3 effects. The first is if the number of climaxes in your waiting room is 2 or less, this gets -1 level in hand, so you can early play it. This card gets plus 500 power for each of your other avatar net characters. And when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can put a card from your hand into the waiting room. If you do, put the top card of your clock into your stock. So it's a stock healer. That 3 copies. Then I'm running 3 copies of Attack in Waves Kirito. It has 3 effects. The first is continuous. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you may choose one of your Kiritos after the battle Kirito and put it into your waiting room. If you do, you can play this card with 0 cost. So that's the level 0 Brainstormer. You can sacrifice to play this level 3 without paying the stock. And then the second effect is if the number of other avatar or net characters you have is 3 or more, this card gets plus 1500 power and the following ability. When this card's battle opponent becomes reverse, you can choose one of your other avatar or net characters, rest it, and move it to an open position on your backstage. And when this card is placed on stage, it heals as the third effect. And then the last level 3 I'm running is 1 copy of Full of Vigor Yui. It has 3 effects. The first is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, this card gets plus X power. X equals the number of avatar and net characters you have times 500. The second effect is when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard 2 cards. If you do, put all your opponent's stock into your opponent's waiting room, and your opponent puts the same number of cards from the top of their deck into their stock. And the third effect is auto during your opponent's turn. When damage you receive is not cancelled, if this card is in your center stage, you can look at the top card of your deck and put it on top of your deck or into the waiting room. So yeah, the effects on this card are very kind of techy, so it's more of a all-purpose utility card. Yeah, that's why there's only 1 copy of it in the deck. Then I'm running 4 copies of the level 3 Climax combo, Quest to get Excalibur. Combos with the Attack in Waves, Asuna, and Kirito. And then I'm running 4 copies of Heinous Trap, the standby Climax card for the level 0 Silica to plus off of. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check EncoreDecks.com and the link in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.